Hey everybody, it's Speedy of Banu Studio Inc. Back with an update on the actual physical studio. This series we call the Odyssey because building this studio is indeed an odyssey and has been quite a journey. And I could say that we've got the infrastructure in place. We don't have all of the components finished on it. Um, it just got entirely too cold down here, like 10 degrees, stuff like that, but I still worked even in that weather. Just not on things where you could smash your hand and cry for 2 hours over it. I've been doing a little bit of digital artwork, which I've had a challenge being able to do both, do art and build the place. So during this week, I took the holiday to take care of some family issues and take care of myself and to finish enough of the studio that I could go back to focusing more on the creative and less on the getting everything in place and getting it built. And so from that point of view, yeah, we're 90% there. And what you see in this is just me working on the different components like the stairs to the loft or the washout room, wet room, um, and some of the walls, working on some of the interior walls. And you have climate control and also infrastructure for the upper loft. Um, I need to finish that dark room, and that's why I didn't. And there's no footage of me going back there because it's just storing stuff right now until I can get the rest of the materials I need to finish it. Um, but we've got our film capacity set up now, so the dark room soon will be able to you know be full capacity in that sense. But technically, where we are right now, we do have enough that we can burn screens, wash out screens. We've always kind of had the ability, but it was very, very challenging the way we were having to do it. So we've kind of upgraded that part and actually have a full screen department now for development of different things because it won't only just be like printing. Um, there'll be other things that we use it for too, but I'll get into that when I get into projects. Um, at the end of this, I kind of have a bit of a walkthrough of what we've gotten done. And of outsiders, all you guys see is debris and tables and counters. But like in the early part of that walkthrough, where we're coming by the counters from the front door, and we're coming walking by both of the counters. On the wall, those workbenches are used for jewelry making, um, armature construction for puppet making, for stop motion animation, which this time around we got to build Charlie a little castle. We're still working on the beautification part of it, but the infrastructure for Charlie's little castle, because, a studio cat, we got to honor him, give him a cool crib, right? So this is like his townhouse, and he lives at the apartment also, but, we give him a little home and stuff. And so, but I needed the infrastructure in place so it actually do the sculpture part of this that makes it the flying spaghetti monster. But the best part is I got 90% of all of my creative tools underneath here in this section, which leaves the entire front of the shop free for bringing vehicles in to do wraps or just do different kinds of things on them. Because I don't only want to do wraps. I've got this interesting idea I'm going to be doing to my car in the spring. So, and it turned out that we got this all done in time for it to snow and be miserable. So, as you saw in some of the footage, my car is inside the studio. Big bonus. Now, all I need to do is move to a place or find a place outside in the county where they don't zone so strictly like Lubbock does and get me an apartment upstairs from the actual studio, and then everything would be just perfect. But, we'll see. Time will tell. I'm working on some deals behind the scenes with some different cities and different chambers of commerce to see if I can arrange something like that where I can have a dual zoned place where it's like I live upstairs, I walk downstairs, I go to work. That would be ideal for me because I mean, as I said earlier, I don't get creative block. I get creative ideas in my sleep. I get them when I'm awake. I get them when I'm at work. I get them when I'm with my mom. Everywhere. You know. Um, So I appreciate everybody that's checked this out. And yeah, our video schedule got off because we did have to do some work because during the holidays it gets a little busy for a creative. And as I said, I honored my word. You know, when I'm working on something that's for a paying customer, I'm not necessarily gonna put it up on the channel. So I'm not gonna be filming every single thing I do down here. But for the month of February, since I got the infrastructure out of the way, and I have to wait to get the rest of the material to finish what's left, I can actually go back to being fully productive as far as creative, which was the whole reason to build the place anyway. So, you know, I appreciate everybody that's been supporting us and checking it out. And you should be getting more videos in February. And I think we'll be more regular from now on because we got some additional cameras. We've solved our storage problem. We got the server thing worked out. So, you know, after everything we've been through, I've been doing this for 4 months. I feel really good about where we got the place. I know everybody else is going to look at it and see junk, but it's like, that's where I do my wood sculpting. That's my woodworking benches. Don't have a medium limit. And my ideas, they come fully formed in my head. And I have like kind of visual holographic type of mind, I guess you could say. So I can just close my eyes and go in there and create it inside my head. So I've already kind of been through the process. Does that makes any sense? And so when I go to make something in the world, in the real world, it just flows out of me. So I can't even really do like the Bob Ross thing where I sit there and I talk about it while I'm working on it. No, I go to a different place. It's like I become like an instrument to what's inside my head. I don't even feel my body. It's one of those kind of very transcendental experiences. It's awesome actually. Um, this finally gives me the ability to fully pursue my creative inspirations, I guess you could say, from the collective consciousness, fully explore all these projects. I've got journals that go back years from writing down things that I just didn't have the space, the capacity to execute them. It wasn't about not having the desire, it's just not having the setup to execute them. And here I am, really happy to say that with what we rearranged, we are more capable now than we were before we made this change. So it's excellent. And I'm as happy as I can be. I got a stop motion set. I've got my server up. I've got my film printer up. I've got most of my dark room up. I've got my wet room up. I've got every art station, from woodworking to welding to metalworking, glassworking. I've got it all set up. I'm a pretty happy camper right now. And just wanted to share the progress that we've made on this. The next video I make about this, I'll get more intimate into each of the stations, where we do the 3D printing, where the vinyl cutter is and how we operate it, where some of the theater components in the green screen room is, um, those kind of things. And then get maybe more into the lower stations where I do like sculptures, wooden sculptures, or, work with different armatures, or, I even have a section for sewing. I have like two sewing machines, and we can truly like go now. I've had been having to hold back on being creative because of just not having my infrastructure right. And so I'm feeling really great about that part. Um, I'm going to be starting an actual written blog here pretty soon. Like I said, I've still got to finish out things on the website, and that's what I mean. There was things that's important, but it's no point in having a website if I can't fully access all of my equipment properly. Puts you in a tough spot to have to guess on whether or not you're going to have your setup right in time to finish a job. So I don't want to do those kind of things. So I've had very limited ability to accept jobs. So there's that side of it too. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up though. Like I said, I appreciate everybody who's come and check it out and everybody who supported us and has stuck with us. It's been an odyssey, and that's why we named it that. Um, just yeah, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, um, and everybody have a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon, and a wonderful evening. And try not to freeze too much, because oh boy, do we got a couple of weeks of really cold weather, don't we? I think it actually got 5 degrees down here yesterday. Ouch. So anyway, bye bye, peeps. Much love. See you later.